Hey everybody, today we're going to be talking about the 6 reasons we moved to Ecuador and how do they hold up after living here for 6 months, right after this. You liking this one, Chris?
Yeah, best one I've ever had.
Here's Chris having some lemon ants.
Swallow. Hey guys, we did a video once upon a time on the 5 reasons why we came to Ecuador, and do they still hold up? Well, we have decided to do a video with the 6 reasons, and we added a reason. So want to tell us about
Yeah,
the
because
reasons?
6 didn't make the 5 when we did it. It wasn't like a major reason, but now that we've been here for 6 months, it's a major reason and why you should be considering it if you're thinking of making a move. And that reason is around a healthier lifestyle. So why don't we start with that one?
Yeah, it's true. Since we've been here, we have been the most healthiest, I'd say, in our lives.
In
really.
my life, for
Yeah.
sure.
We eat really well. We are walking beaches. We're walking, hiking. We're swimming. Like,
Yeah.
we're constantly.
Yeah. So let's
Moving.
talk a little bit about the food perspective. So many fruit and vegetables that are so fresh, that are coming from, family farms, organic, and it tastes fantastic, and you pay so much less. So that's probably the cheapest thing here is fruit and vegetables.
Yeah.
And it's just fantastic. And then from a exercise perspective, we live on the top of a hilltop, so wherever we walk down to do a beach walk, well, we also have to walk back up again. In fact, my friend Simon and I, when we were here looking at the house, I remember asking Simon as we were halfway up the hill, and I thought I was going to have a heart attack. And I said to Simon, either Chrissy's going to kill me for getting this place, or because she didn't see it at the time, she only saw it through video, or it's going to extend our life by 10 years. And now, the hill, walking it up. So now I think it's the latter. Like, it's really no big deal. We used to have to stop and rest. Now we can. I was going to say zip up the hill, but there's no zipping up that hill. No, I'm past the time in my life where I'm zipping anywhere. And then the beach walks. So the interesting thing with the beach walks is it's not just about the exercise. And I'm not like a huge meditation person, but if you have any demons in your soul or anything you're just frustrated with, in a bad cranky mood, not that we're like that, but you can go down to the beach and it's really good for the spirit too.
It is. It releases anything in your mind that upsets you, negative, and after a beach walk you come out positive thinking and healthy.
Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Things are still amazing in San Jose. We're on the beach now, as you can tell, and the tide is going out, so the beach is quite large. And I've lost 15 pounds without even trying. Still had all kinds of food and donuts and pastries and cookies, but you just get so much more exercise here. Just beautiful days, and there's been a lot of rain on the coast, but most of it comes at night. So during the day you're like 28, 29 degrees, a little bit of humidity, and beaches that look like this. But we're so appreciative of you guys watching all of our stuff. We're really overwhelmed with all the support that we're getting. We couldn't believe we have as many subscribers as we have, just with showing our everyday life here. And what we've realized is so many people will be getting so many comments and so many emails, and we apologize if we haven't returned all of them, but there's been so many. But we realize that so many people want to change the life that they're into, whether it's something like we're doing here or something entirely different. And really that's why we came up with the line, live the life you love. But we didn't actually came up with it. It's a Bob Marley thing, as many of you know, but that's what we're doing, and we're loving it. I was telling Chris the other day, haven't been happier than this in my whole life until I met her. So we're just having an amazing time. And again, thanks for all your support. Okay, so that was our number 6.
Yeah.
So let's go to number 5, which was international vibe.
Yes.
And it really was probably one of the major reasons why we excluded Costa Rica, Panama, and Mexico. You know, the whole North Americanization of those countries was something that was negative to us. For others, that's a positive reason.
Yeah.
And they would pick those ones over Ecuador. But we love the whole international vibe here. It proved to be true after the 6 months here. It's pretty hard to even walk into a restaurant without meeting people from other countries. Just walking around, you see people from Europe, other countries in South America, and of course North Americans for sure.
Yep.
And number 4,
Cost of living. Well, that definitely still applies here. The cost of living in Ecuador
cheap.
is cheap. It's crazy compared to what we're used to back in North America.
Yeah, like when we started the researching, this was before. So we started researching just over 2 years ago now. And that was before this huge inflation that went through Canada. Well, went around the world to different extents, but Canada and the U.S. was particularly bad, where the highs of the inflation was 7-8%, but food in Canada and the U.S. had like 11-12% inflation, which was just nuts. Ecuador's inflation also went up, but it went to like 3-4%, and it's now back down to 2-2.5%. So the difference in cost of living is actually widened since we've been down here, and we really notice it. Like
for the cost of food here is so much cheaper than back in Canada. You can get a chicken breast here for like $2.50.
And it's not a rubber chicken breast.
No, they're really good. And
no offense to people in North America, but let's be honest. When you go to the grocery store and you get chicken breasts, that are not on the bone and have the skin off, that's what I call the rubber chicken.
Okay, but you can also get like a pork chop here, like actually a package of 2 thick pork chops. You're looking at like $3.50, and like they're thick pork chops. So the cost of living with food is like amazing.
Okay, we got 2 ribeyes tonight. Got these at Super Maxi, and we're at about $3.60 a piece. Amazing, I know. So obviously not a fantastic butcher's cut, but actually really, really good. So if you need your red meat fix, this is where to get it.
When it comes to the cost of living in places to reside, well, to rent a place here is so much cheaper than back where we're from. And
watch our video on that, and you can see some of the deals that you can get. But if you don't want to spend a lot of money, you can get a decent place for $300-400 a month for rent, or you can go up to $1,500 for a palace.
Exactly.
So it's whatever you want. So overall, I would estimate, and others have sort of picked the same as too, is if you want to have the same lifestyle that you currently have in Canada or the United States, then it would be roughly about a third of the cost. And if you want a higher lifestyle than you currently have, it could be it can be about half the cost. If you want to live like kings and queens, then you can spend the same amount you're already spending and have basically anything you want down here. Not that brings happiness, but
Yeah. So our third reason was the people, and we love the people here. Everybody is so friendly, outgoing. Not just Ecuadorians, but like expats and people that come from different countries. Like everybody genuinely has a good vibe to them.
yes.
Eat your veggies.
Gotta eat my veggies.
Yeah, and you notice it everywhere, just from walking into San Jose, our little beach town here, and everyone says good morning or good afternoon to us.
Like
and
everybody.
we do the same. Yes, everybody. Even if you don't know them, it's just common.
Everybody says.
And you nod and everything, and that's very, very common. The other thing is any kind of communication you do. WhatsApp messages. People always say,
What's up?
Good afternoon, good morning first before you get into the business. You don't just send a note and say
Can you do this for me? No.
Yeah.
You have to say good morning. How are you?
How's your family?
Can you do this for me?
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I would say that probably exceeds
Yeah.
what we kind of thought, and it's everywhere, and we're now getting used to it. It's one of the big perks of being here, I think.
Yeah. So number 2 was climate. Now, climate is probably going to be a little bit different for both of us because we both
We're different people.
we're different people. There you go. Okay. So for me, I found January to now, well, just recently, it was very, very hot. So I loved it.
It was hot.
I did love it. I wasn't shoveling snow, not complaining at all, but it was really, really hot. And now we're just getting into the other season, and I'm actually loving this season maybe a little bit more because it's not as hot. It still is pretty warm.
It's still pretty warm, yeah.
But I don't know. I enjoy both seasons really. But
yeah. For me, this is from January until now has been the longest stretch of beautiful weather that I've ever had in my life. It was just absolutely amazing.
every day.
So, for example, in January and February and March, and actually April, I would say there was like 2 to 3 days a month that were cloudy days for the whole day.
Month. Yeah,
All
not
the
week.
other, not week. And so all those other days were mostly sunny, highs of 29, 30, 28, 31, somewhere in around there. That's Celsius. And the lows would be, a little bit lower than that. It doesn't get cool at night.
I've never swam so much in my life.
Yeah, we have a swimming pool. We were using the pool a good 3 times per
4
day.
times, yeah, for sure.
Just to cool down.
Yeah.
We got 4 air conditioners, which were not in the plans, but being wimpy Canadians when it comes to heat.
I was like, Mike, when are we going to get those air conditioners?
Yeah, so we got some air conditioners, and just a hint, we actually sort of lucked out on it. Is best to get, like in this climate, humidity is also an issue, and so you really need to have an air conditioner that has a dehumidify mode in it, so it doesn't necessarily bring the temperature down, because in the off season where it's not that 28, 29 and it's like 23, 24, but it's still humid, so it feels warmer. But if you put the air conditioner on the dehumidify mode, then you're golden, because it doesn't lower the temperature, just takes the humidity out of the air, doesn't use as much electricity. So that works out. But the best thing is if you're right on the ocean breeze. Like
Yeah.
we've like you learn how to adapt and change things so that it's a lot more comfortable.
That's true,
You leave
yeah.
you leave windows open on the back, and you leave windows open in the front, and whew, that ocean breeze goes right through the house.
It does. Yeah, it's great.
But we just love it here. Like from
Yeah.
a climate. I would say it's better than I thought it would be. Now in March, though, we had some big storms, which, the rain was
Like
horrendous.
it was worse this year, they say, than
Yeah.
any other year. So the floods that we had received were not normal.
Yeah. So we're a little worried about El Nino coming up in the summer and fall, and see how bad it is here with more flooding and things, and because it goes, the rain comes down in the hills and mountains behind us, and then comes rushing through the next day or during the storm, and the rivers really expand, and there's all kinds of issues.
Like we literally had almost a river coming through our house at one point.
Yeah, we had flooding in the house that we had to fix. Yeah.
At 12 o'clock at night, 2 in the morning, mopping up.
Yeah,
It was
which a lot
that
of neighbors
bad.
did. It wasn't.
Yeah,
just
it wasn't
us.
just us. It was a lot of people.
Yeah.
So,
hopefully we fix that.
Hopefully we fix that, because El Nino apparently is coming soon. So hopefully we prepared for that.
Yeah. And actually, we have a little video of walking through one of the rivers. We'll throw that up and show it to you. So I'm walking to Alone from San Jose on the beach, and this is a few days after a huge storm caused by El Nino. And normally this is all sand here, and I walk right across. So it's now the river, and I'm going to try going across. People are swimming in it, but I really don't want to go back. I need to get into Alone. We'll see how high this baby is, and here we go. Empty my pockets. It's not too bad. Knees right now. Well, at least it doesn't smell. Whoa! Went down a lot. Oh, about halfway. It's like a swim. Still getting deeper. So you can see it's getting pretty deep here. I'll be able to make it now. But yeah, this is a good 3 feet. 4 feet. Well, that's exaggerating. 3 feet bigger than it was, almost at the other side. Hit some rocks. I got baby feet. Soft skin. I would not make it on Naked and Afraid, I'm afraid. I'd have to train these feet for months to live in the real world instead of the nice tile at our place. Oh, deeper again here. That's weird. Whoa. Whoa, getting really deep. Oops, come on, phone. Whoa. Big wave coming in. This is nuts. Always an adventure. Whoa, I'm going to be swimming in a second. It's not good. I got my phone in this case. Come on, a little bit further. There we go. There we go. Well, welcome to Ecuador, my friends. Another day, another adventure. And then our number one reason for coming down here is nature. We're both nature junkies.
Love it.
And whether it's the rainforest or walking along the beach or just in our own property, whether it's plants, insects, butterflies, like we're into it all. And the great thing about Ecuador is it comes to you. You don't have to go looking for it. If you want to look at something a little more rare, then you have to go looking for it. But we get all kinds of things coming inside the house sometimes too.
Yeah.
So we'll show you a few pictures of that. It's been fantastic though.
Yeah.
We really
We love it. We love
really
checking out
love
all
it, yeah.
these different insects that come into our house or onto our property.
Yeah.
And, yeah, love it.
So with all those amazing things, there are some things that we researched and we knew about ahead of time that were more on the negative side. So let's talk about those and how we feel about them after the
Yeah.
6 months.
So my biggest negative being here has been the garbage issue. Back home, we all have litter bugs, of course, but here everybody seems to be a litter bug. And I'm constantly picking up the garbage, and people are looking at me like, why are you picking up that garbage? Because I don't want to live with your garbage. Pick it up.
So I don't think it's that bad, but it's when you get outside of the little communities, it's worse, and that's kind of where we live. So on the sides of the road, when you're walking into the community, you certainly will see more garbage than you would in the United States or in Canada, which is not great.
No.
But when you go right into the town, for example, in San Jose, you really see the opposite of where people have a lot of pride around their own home, and you see them out sweeping
That's true.
every morning.
That is true, yes.
Right?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so it's sort of a two-edged coin there. But as far as in the bush or in the forest, in the rainforest, people do dump a lot of stuff, which is
They do.
very unfortunate.
It is unfortunate.
And along the beach,
Yeah.
you see a lot of garbage coming in from the ocean, but you also have people who come for the weekend who will have no issue with leaving their junk on the beach.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
No.
So another thing that's not so great is since we got here, and actually as we it was almost like once we made the decision to come here and started planning, the crime rate started going up, just to kind of make us think twice.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And we came down and we lived here and we bought a house and everything's been great. But it is something we're keeping our eye on.
Yeah.
And we have a whole video on it to help you put it in perspective, because sometimes we look at crime much higher than other risks that we have control over in our lives. But it's something that we're watching, and it seems to have leveled out a bit. That's my first impression. I read all the Ecuadorian newspapers every couple days, and there's a lot less. At least that's my feeling now than it was maybe a couple months ago. But we'll wait and see.
But I feel, in actuality, crime is everywhere. Like, it's everywhere.
Yeah, for
so,
sure.
I mean, whether we're in Canada or in the U.S., there's crime there too.
Yeah,
so,
but it's worse here for sure.
Well,
Maybe not compared to different parts of the U.S., but compared to Canada, it's definitely is worse.
Yeah, so you just have to be a little more cautious and take
Yeah.
extra precautions and
Yep.
keep your eyes open.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we feel safe. I don't want to
no.
leave the impression with people like, but like
I walk the streets or the beach alone.
you walk
a
the
lot.
streets.
I walk the streets.
I didn't know about that part of your life.
I make extra money on the side.
Yeah. But we do what it hasn't changed any of our habits that we normally do.
We're not afraid to.
No, we
We don't go out at night. That's about the only thing that
But we
would
never
change.
went out at night before.
No, we never really
back in
did
Canada.
anyway. No.
Okay, the other one is around, wandering dogs and poop from the dogs. And I was expecting actually a lot worse from what I was reading. Like, we have two dogs, Henry and Willow, and we love our pets. And now I dodge the poop without even thinking about it. It's just automatic now. It's
That's
like
true.
your mind just sees, and you just move out of the way.
Keep your eyes to
Just
the
like-
ground and
Just like potholes and everything else. You can't be staring up when you're walking in Ecuador. And the dogs, the vast majority of them are very friendly,
They're
very
happy.
nice, happy
They're
dogs.
just
and they're
wandering around.
enjoying the beach just like we
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
And we just, some of them aren't very healthy and have issues, and so
So that's not so great.
there's organizations and people who've really stepped up in our community here along the coast and is really helping out with that. So there's been a vast improvement in that a lot. Another one is noise. So I was reading a lot. So those people who are in cities or in condos or even living in small communities but in the town have a way bigger issue with noise than we do
Yeah.
here. So we're actually quite fine. We
Doesn't
know
really bother us too much here.
no, we know when there's a long weekend. They have a lot of long weekends here. It's fantastic, actually. Boy,
There's a holiday for everything.
yeah, it's a holiday for everything. And those long weekends, that's when we hear it.
We do hear
and it's
it.
in the background
Yeah.
for the most part.
But I mean, we were expecting to hear worse actually
Oh, yeah.
than what we came here for. Like
What we read, we're
what
reading.
we read,
yeah.
So in the middle of the night, it's like 2 a.m. Yeah, we could still hear the party going on,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
in the distance. It's not right next to us.
Or you hear more of the bass, that thump, thump,
Boom,
thump,
boom,
thump.
boom,
But I remember
yeah.
taking the dogs. We get up very early, so usually take the dogs for a walk at like 6:15, 6:20 in the morning. And there was one morning I could still hear the music playing as I was, which is very common.
Yeah, yeah.
If you read about it, it's very common. They party all night
All
long.
night long.
Like maybe I did that 3 times when I was in my teens. But that's it. But no, these are
I
the
might have
old
done
guys.
it a little more than 3
yeah,
times,
yeah,
but
yeah, it's because you're walking the streets. Yeah.
Ooh.
And the last is really a thing that's not so great is us around our Spanish.
Well, wait. Speak for
Okay,
yourself.
me. I got
Because I actually
Okay.
feel like I'm doing pretty good with my Spanish.
You are.
There's a lot of words I still need to figure out, but I can get a conversation, well, get my point across, and I can understand their point. So, I'm not too bad with the Spanish.
Yeah. I guess my expectation would be that after 6 months here, we would have been
Integrated
further
better.
along and with our Spanish. And I have memory issues and about remembering what I've just learned the day before, and it's not like we're living with a Spanish family where we can practice it constantly. So that's something we're making progress for sure.
We are,
but it's
yep.
but it's slow. And the reason I say that's a negative thing is like we can certainly get around fine and buy things and there's really no issue. You can take taxis anywhere. So we know enough Spanish to live here, no problem. The issue is more around making friends with Ecuadorians. Like you can't have
A major conversation.
yeah, you can't have a heart to heart when your
No.
vocabulary is not good enough to be able to
Yeah.
have those types of conversations
that
and make
is
friends
true.
with people and that's probably the only
We're
thing.
gonna get there.
Do the video.
Lo que te hacía sentir cuando te hacía el amor, solo nuestra piel lo sabe. Él te desnuda y recorre tu cuerpo. Yo en la cantina reviento de
Yep,
We bought flashcards,
it's one of our. And we're trying everything.
and we're gonna play with the flashcards and figure it out.
Yeah,
and
we'll make it into a contest for sure.
There we go. I'll win for sure then. And
yeah.
we plan on getting somebody to help teach us a few more things.
Yeah, there's someone who
private tutor.
Yeah, there was someone who was working with us actually, he knows a little bit of English, and he wants to learn more English, and we want to learn the Spanish, and then we can find out a little more of the accents they put on stuff. Because there's words that we know, and they say the words that we know, and it's like, I never heard them say that word. And they're 5 sentences ahead of us. Anyway, I'm going on and on
Yeah.
here. But we're having a heck of a time. No regrets.
No, we love it here.
Yep.
That we can actually say Ecuador is our new home, and we're feeling quite comfortable and welcomed And yeah.
And with that, until next time, live the life you love.